incoming on the transition. Alright, so what we've got here is, piece of denim that obviously has a little hole in it. It happens, and we're gonna go through, rather than making a patch, banging it on top, we're gonna place it behind, hence the term reverse applique, and then go through a little step by step for how we can make a little reverse patch out of this. So you can see I've cut the patch on the back heaps bigger than the hole, but I'm just going to pin in the edges heaps wider than the hole so that I know where the edge of that patch is, because we don't want to stitch off the edge of the patch. Then we'll have two holes and a patch that's doing not a whole lot of work. Just 4 around the outside is usually heaps. You can obviously be a bit more pedantic. If you're doing this on a pair of denim jeans or some kind of a garment and it's in a tough to reach spot, then more pins are going to be your friend, because you're going to have to manhandle that to get it in the machine properly. So what we're going to do now, so that's on there, ready to rock and roll. We'll go in our close point of view, and let's do, say, a nice triangle. So this line is going to be the shape of our patch. And to start it off, we need to join those two pieces of material together. I've got it on a 2.5mm stitch length and just on a classic little straight stitch, and I'm going to stitch directly over the top of that. So just stitching right on the line. And snip that off, snip the back, clean your threads as you go. Alright, we're rock and rolling. So pull those pins out, we don't need those anymore. And we'll get ourselves a fixed pair of denim. So from here we can cut this excess off, just doing it. And now for the juicy part, we're going to trim away all of this excess denim here, and we're going to trim it right up to the stitch line. So forget everything that everyone's told you about seam allowances, just for this technique. We love a seam allowance, they're very important. But we're going to snip super bloody close to that stitch. And from here, so what we want to avoid, as you can see, we've gotten rid of most of that mark, but these little furry bits here, can we see those? Yep, these little furry bits, the more we can trim off those and have this as a really nice clean edge, the better chance we're going to have of this looking nice and crisp and sharp afterwards. So now our job is, we're going to do a little bit of dodgy embroidery to finish this edge off. I'm going to chuck the stitch type over to a zigzag, and we'll go on pretty much the widest zigzag we've got, and we're going to drop the stitch length down to 1mm. And maybe a little bit less than 1mm, let's say 0.75. Start that stitch, and just going to come in for a closer look here. Can we see? Yep. This camera is backwards, got to go left to go right. So you can see when our needle hits on the left zig, it's hitting the patch here, and then when it comes up for its zag, it's hitting the denim. So crossing the needle into that patch is what covers up this furry edge. Do a little pivot. Yeah, I kind of minced that point. So now we can see that is looking crisper clock. We don't have any furry pieces of denim, and we've essentially created like functionally what a seam allowance does, because we've got that wide zigzag. We've got enough surface area on the denim that this isn't going to pull out, so that can go through lots of wear and tear and be super rigid-edge. So that is Patching 101, reverse applique 101. You can see the back there, it's looking super. For this one, we're going to jazz it up even more. We're going to go 3 layers. So we've got the denim, we've got this really nice green, which has got a good little texture on it. Yep, oh great, we can see that. But the material itself is still pretty loose and floppy, whereas this is a much better patch material. It's from upholstery, so that's going to hold the structure of it, because we are cutting away a layer of denim. So you see we've got my pretty bad looking squares. So to start off with, we're going to come back onto a straight stitch, chuck the stitch length up back to 2.5, and just stitch over the top of that. So let's get rid of that little thread. We're going to repeat the same thing, although because we don't have a hole, we've got to make a hole and then snip in. So we might do green on the outside. So I'm just going to cut away the denim layer, and that's going to reveal. Cutting away this. We're looking a little furry around the edge. Now we're going to cut out this center one like we did before, but I'm also going to get that green layer. There we go. Bingo. So again, we're snipping this as close as we can to the edge. It's a little peekaboo. And again, in case I wasn't super clear on the layering of this, so that golden layer at the back is doing all of its work providing the structure to the pocket, whereas the green's just kind of in there for a good time. So now, as you probably guessed, back onto a wide straight stitch, chuck it on 0.75. So looking pretty snazzy. Start down here on this one. I might start over there actually. Alright. We've got ourselves a snazzy looking pocket. It's a pretty haggard job. Alright. It's a patch.